Oh my God, is that what it looks like? Only joking. So I haven't actually looked at it yet, and I'm going to do that in this video. I've had a lot of people sending me messages asking me what I think about it, and I purposefully I've just been getting like previews on my phone. I've not been diving in case they have any kind of opinion. I don't want to hear what their opinions are because I wanted to record my reaction to this. I wasn't expecting this all to come out this week in about the same time that I published my first video about the Grenadier. So I'm going to be looking at it for the first time. It's my lunch hour, and so the Grenadier was published this morning. What the exterior of the vehicle looks like, and where do I go and see it? I've not had an email. Maybe do I have it? It's notified me on Instagram that there's been a story published and a video. What do I do? So you'll be able to see down below what I can see on my screen. I should say that I'm normally I take my time to make decisions about stuff. So I haven't really said much about the new Defender since it was launched 9 months ago because I've just been trying to make my mind up. And where I'm at, just a bit on the new Defender, where I'm at with the new Defender, the new Defender makes me feel this. Imagine you're standing on the banks of the Congo River in the deepest part of Africa. Several weeks ago upstream, a hippo comes down to the water's edge, takes a sip. Hunters jump out, kill the hippo, but before they can grab it, it falls into the water, floats off downstream. You're now standing downstream. A couple of weeks later, the bloated, rotting carcass of that hippo floats past you. Some Land Rover engineers run in, grab the hippo, put 4 wheels on it and a Defender badge, and there we have the new Defender. That's kind of how I feel about the new Defender, and it's taken me 9 months. I've tried to like it, but there we are. So with the Grenadier, I'm hoping... So a lot of the kind of Defender clones, like what we say, like Santana, and there's like Iveco Massive, and kind of a lot of vehicles that have tried to imitate the Defender, they don't quite do it for me, to be honest, and neither does the new Defender. The Defender itself, yeah, it's very iconic. It started off, it's been an evolution over decades and decades, and to be honest, it started with the Series 1. I don't really like the look of the Series 1. They don't do anything for me, to be honest. They just look a bit odd and out of proportion, but evolution over several decades ended up with the Defender, which I think looks quite, it's quite well in proportion. But obviously it came from function. They widened the wheel track, therefore you had to get the shoulder arch and the flared, the shoulder kind of line and the flared arches to take account in the new wider axles from the series era. So it's function over form. They say, well, we need to make it a bit wider. How are we going to do that? Well, let's just make it somewhat aesthetically pleasing as possible, rather than just designing with a blank canvas. So with the Grenadier, let's wait and see. I saw a great video once on YouTube where a guy said he was reacting to something, and he said, "I'm British, so if I crack a smile, it's changed my life." And I've always remembered that. So that's probably what to expect with me. Well, better get on with it now, hey? INEOS Grenadier. Oh, hello. Right, Shabby, get to your main website. You've got to show me on the website. Where is it? Where is it? Covers are off. See the design. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, watch the full film. Where's the pictures? Where's the pictures? Oh, there it is. Slightly bug-eyed. Okay. Got a ladder. Big. It's got bumpers like the 70 series. That's like a larger Jimny. It's like a Jimny that's just sort of been extended in a few ways. It's very Defender-like, actually. Rounded bonnet. Not sure of the rounded bonnet. i.e. the front kind of edge. How do I pause this? God damn it, where's the photos? Where's the photos? I don't want to watch the video yet. What's that door? Oh, it's a dual split door. Oh, that's good. That's good. But it's retained part of the Defender image. So it's not, it's kind of slightly, there's a bit of a kind of a quarter panel, and then you've got the rear door split, just like on the, well, the 70 series is half and half, I believe. The Prado, which I've driven, was kind of 70-30. So that's a good idea. See, wheel on the rear door. Front, the approach angle's pretty good. I mean, the bumper's very reminiscent of what they did to the Land Cruiser 70 series in about 2007, I think. It just became a bit further forward, a bit more rubbery, and that curve of the wing is identical to a Defender. Yeah, raised up at the front, so the approach angle's got to be a lot better. Hinges, well, you're not going to drill those out from the outside. At least the doors won't get stolen. Door handles, oh wow, that is so similar. That is so similar. What else have we got here? Okay, are these photos? That's a rendering. The front. The headlights, I think they're a bit bug-eyed. That's probably just the trim around here that's doing that. The grille, whatever. I mean, it's chunky. It's got that kind of like Tonka toy feel from the back end. So if you cover this bit here, if you take from there, so if you take from that line there forwards, that just looks like a Defender. That's incredible. If you take this bit here, the kind of the rear arch, that looks like a Khan incarnation because of this boxy line here. That looks like it's had those horrible, bits bolted on, those bits of plastic you get bolted on the Khan Defenders. The rear end looks like Citroen Berlingo, one of those kind of bits up here. This bit with the doors, the window that goes high to the roof. Yeah, it reminds me of, and it's a full height door actually. It's a full height door. Wow, that's pretty good. And then dual exhaust. Those rear lights are quite big. They seem a bit out of proportion, and probably similarly on the front. But it's not, that's better than the Defender. That's better than the new Defender, no doubt. The tyre choice is a bit weird. Those tyres are, I don't know what they are. They're Goodrich? No, I don't know. They just look a bit weird. They look like kind of concept tyres. It's got the kind of like G-Wagon-esque, where it's just taken what would be what would be something on the Defender and just like curved it a bit or flattened it a bit. It's got that kind of G-Wagon feel. Related to that, the side repeaters are backed by the A post. The windscreen, well, no joins, so it's not going to leak, hopefully, around there. That is incredible. Actually, looking at it from this angle, it looks more Defender-like on there. I want to see the bonnet a bit more. I want to see the bonnet. So it's interesting that there's this high clam kind of, well, it's not clamshell. They always talk about the Range Rover being clamshell. The Defender's not really had that. It's, fair enough, it's proud of the wings. It comes down onto it, but they made it a lot higher. I wonder if that, because aerodynamics perhaps, fit our taller engine or be able to lift the engine up higher to give more clearance for the sump. LED headlights. Seems every car's got LED headlights these days. Are there any other photos? Are there any other photos? So that's a no, so they've got a model. They've got a pre-production model. So, because you can get the hinges off from the front. It's got a British flag and a German flag on it. Man. Every decision we've made is based on purpose, so you can go where you need to go and do what you need to do. We are making a real robust off-roader, not a soft-roader. Yeah, fair enough. It's got recovery points built in it and a steering guard. What's under? Oh, we've seen kind of the axles. I think that's not the real chassis. So this is the exterior. So if you just saw under there on the axles, they just look like bits of angle iron that they've put into Yeah, I think they're not real axles. So it's just the exterior mock-up. Fine. Very interesting. Very interesting. So overall impressions. I think I like it. I think it's got the potential to grow on me even more. I've got more positive reaction than I did for the new Defender. But possibly the new Defender was leaked a lot further. I mean, the video I made about the new Defender last year that came out April, where they started leaking clad things. We had spy shots of the Grenadier like 3 weeks ago. 2 days ago, they put out a teaser, and then we've now got the actual exterior. So for the new Defender, it was like April, the first kind of reveal from the side, and then September. So I wonder if they're pushing because I wonder if they brought this forward or whether they didn't, because they've not really been able to film as many of the episodes as they've done suspension, they've done chassis, they did the Q&A because presumably they can't get to the factory because of coronavirus and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think it's got legs. It's funny, certain angles it looks like a G-Wagon, certain angles it looks like a Defender, and other angles it looks unique, like the Grenadier. I guess it's got its own characteristic. So, sign up now. Secure your chance to order first. I guess what's interesting is that, I mean, obviously people want to know how much it's going to cost. They probably don't know how much it's going to cost. They've got a ballpark figure, but until they've, built the production line and they've figured everything out on what can we actually make it for, and they've probably got contracts for the major components, but they don't really know to some extent. If people come and see this and like, oh my God, I want one, they can, just tweak the price up a bit, because it's very desirable. If it wasn't going to be desirable, they might price it a bit lower. But they've got to keep that in mind with the competition, obviously. So they'll probably be doing a lot of market research about, Navara and Ford Ranger and Hilux and those kind of things, and the Amarok, and versus this, and what do you feel about that? And they'll be trying to pitch their pricing, because it's, price is a very fluid thing. I'm not so worried about the price at the moment. But anyway, wow, it's out. I wasn't expecting to be seeing this week. I don't think anyone else was. There's been a lot of people agreeing with me on my recent Grenadier video. How do you feel now? Leave a comment below and let me know. I'll be interested to see what other people think of this. You've just had my opinion. That was completely unscripted. That was completely my first impression of what I thought about the vehicle. I'll be refining my opinion probably over the coming months, as we all will, I'm sure. But I don't know how much more Grenadier content I'm going to be putting out on my channel. It is the spiritual. It just is. It's the spiritual successor to the Defender. It just is. So, I mean, a lot of forums are having kind of a bit of a crisis of identity at the moment. Land Rover forums that are very specific Defender forums, because they're like, well, we're a Land Rover forum or we're a Defender forum. Do we include the new Defender? But actually, there's a very different market. Or do we bring in the Grenadier because it's more? So there's a bit of a conundrum going on there. There's not really we don't really know whether the previous Defender and the Grenadier kind of community will be kind of one, and there'll be an ethos there, and or whether it will be like Land Rover and Land Cruiser, where it's like War of the Roses, and I've seen this, and you see it on the internet, and I made my Land Cruiser videos because I was like, oh my God, they're so similar. You compare a Defender with like a Polo, leagues apart, but you compare a Defender with a 70 series, they're so similar. And now we've had the G-Wagon, I don't know about the G-Wagon, but this is, going to throw its hat into the ring as well. So I'll be very impressed if it doesn't have the reliability issues that Defenders are known for. Well, that's one of the things, because Defenders make owners into mechanics, and that's the part of the appeal. I was never interested in mechanics, and having a Defender, it's very like, oh yeah, there's a bolt there, I can get a spanner and a socket, and oh yeah, I'm doing mechanics. You can kind of do that. And the Grenadier follows that line. You may end up with people who are into Defenders following on from that, because, owning a vehicle and driving a vehicle and using a vehicle and kind of tinkering and modifying it and fixing it is part of what Defender ownership is about. If the Grenadier brings that in, allows that, then we'll probably get the same kind of demographic that'll be interested in the Grenadier. There'll be a kind of a merging in the communities there. Who knows? I've talked for long enough. Got to get back to work because it's my lunch hour. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up if I don't know. Give us a thumbs up if you want more Grenadier footage content on this channel. I don't know yet, but thanks for watching. Bye for now.